Cadets, welcome to the War Academy. Now that you have enough experience to participate in war, I will train you for what you will be up against. I'd like to start by saying that everything from here on is useless talk if no one stands on the point. Let's make a brief recap of the boot camp. You can only capture or hold the control point by standing on it. In skirmish, you win by holding more objectives than the enemy. In assault attack, you need to capture all control points in a line to get to a main objective control point. You do not need to capture all lines. One is enough for capturing a main objective. From a captured main objective, it is easier to capture the next one and win. And in assault defense, you need to hold enemies from advancing to control points that give access to main objectives. Or stand on main objective until the timer runs out. At all costs. Use the map frequently. Mind the 30-second capture lock. Check your and your enemy's resources at the start. Tab and F2. Use specialists only when needed. Tin Hut. Now we will go through Lesson 1. The skill of defense is knowing how to attack. Offensive play. The what ifs. What if the defenders have planes? Defender with players in air have less boots on the control point. So let them fly and take cover in control point needed to be captured or defended. What if the defenders have tanks? Tanks are best when used in defense, but often tankers do not stand on the control point. And they are slow to move, so when up against the tank, just ignore it and focus on capturing the control point. What if the defenders have recons? Recons are annoying when they stop you from advancing to a control point, but there is only so much recons can do. If you advance to a control point in numbers and fast, they won't be able to shoot all of you. And if you go fast with a bike and swerve around, it is quite hard to hit you with a rifle. If you get sniped, then try a different route. And most likely the recons are not standing on the control point, so ignore them. What if the defenders have paratroopers? If defenders are using paras, it is a jackpot. All paras are in the air and not defending the next control point, so it is easy to capture. All you need to make sure is that there is enough defense at the last taken control point. What if the defenders have only infantry? This is the toughest scenario. If the defending players have any idea how to play defense, they will prevail. If they don't start a reckless attack forward and keep at least half the team to hold the control point, it will be a meat grinder for you. One of the methods used to counter a good infantry defense is to have a few players harry their spawn positions and block spawns with vehicles, or use tanks or planes to bombard the defenders' positions. But do that only with 1 or 2 players who know how to do it. The tactics of offense. When attacking, you need to be aggressive. Get on the control point by enemies necessary and then start to shoot. You can only capture a control point by having more players on your side to stand on the control point than the enemy. Here are some examples usually used by clans or just seasoned players that got on the same match. There are many ways to plan an attack, and these are some of the common I have encountered. 1. Hide APC at the start of the attack. One player spawns APC and sneaks it in a good hiding place near the main objective. Use it after the attack line's last control point is captured. 2. Pronged 2 APC attack. If getting 1 APC is difficult to a control point, you can take a risk and send 2 APCs at the same time to the control point from different flanks. Probably the enemy engages with one of them, but not with both. 3. One-line decoy attack. If there is a weaker attack line and you can afford to sacrifice it, you can have a few players to go capture it, so they will lure defenders there while most of attackers capture the more important line. Bonus! If the defenders fail to hold the weak line and you get it captured up to the main objective, all in for the main objective, like A line main and B line secondary in town. 4. Big boys attack with late line opening. This needs players with an army of assault teams. When an attack is halted by defense or defenders seem preoccupied, send ATs to open a new attack line, possibly on another main objective line, and watch how the defense crumbles. 5. Sending specialists after the battle has begun. You do not want specialists in an attack. You just need infantry and infantry vehicles and APCs. But if the enemy defense is too hard, you can send specialists in the middle of the battle if needed. That way you do not get random queue specialists in the match. 6. Late Paratrooper attack. Use Paratroopers only after a main objective is open for taking. This is a good way to capture main objectives if you get an attack line to them but just can't reach it. Like attacking from lines other than A to O1 or O2 in town. 7. Spawn attack advancing. If the enemy defense is too hard and you only have infantry, You can try to disrupt their movement from spawn to the control point, but use only a few players for that. Others need to capture the control point. 8. A moving APC spawn. One player spawns an APC and keeps it moving so that enemies can't pinpoint exactly where it is for them to go after it. Go between the last taken and the next to be taken control points so that it stays safe from enemy fire in 15-second intervals.